What's up guys, B-Rob here, and today I'm going to give you 6 tips for being more optimistic. I'll be right back. So for a lot of years I've seen a lot of studies that say that being more optimistic leads to a longer life. And so when looking at those studies, there's a few keys that can be pulled out of these. So what I have here is 6 tips that you can try to incorporate into your life, and hopefully you get to all 6, but even if you incorporate a few of them, you should have the reward of being a little more optimistic, which means hopefully you've extended your life. And to live a longer, happier life sounds really good, right? All right, so here we go. I'm gonna go ahead and kick off these 6 tips for being more optimistic. So the first one is basically to relook at your situations or reframe situations. And basically what this means is when you have a difficult situation that you're confronted with, then what you do is we tend to focus on the negative parts of it. And honestly, as optimistic as I am, whenever something difficult comes up, sometimes I really do just get focused on the negatives. But what you have to do is try to pull yourself out of that, or have accountability partners that will help you pull out of that, of viewing only the negative part and see the silver lining. So what can happen from this is you can find out where you learn out of where you can learn from this, right? So you may have something that's negative, but at the same time you find the silver lining and you find out where you can learn from it, so you know not to make that mistake again if it is a mistake, or you learn how to possibly not get in that situation again if it's not really a mistake directly related to something you did. But anyways, what you end up getting is a learning lesson, which you should be proud of. And now this situation that was something difficult is now something positive, right? But not only that, but then you can go out and teach others about it. Right, so this requires a little transparency, because if it's something that you did wrong and now there's a confrontation with it, or even something that you didn't do wrong but no one really likes to talk about anything negative, but when you show this silver lining and you teach people about, yeah, this looks negative, but look at the positive, and now I want to teach you about it, then that also is another big achievement for you. And people actually feel good when they teach people something, right? So now you've gotten 2 things out of this. You've learned from a difficult situation and you turned it something negative to something positive, and you've taught someone else to where they possibly won't make that mistake too. So now you feel good about that, and it's optimism all over the place. So number 1 is refining, reframing, redefining something that could be considered a negative situation. Number 2 is set goals. Now, if you know, you've been looking at videos on my channels, I talk about it all the time. Set goals. My last video was 4 goals you should set, 4 healthy, or the most healthy goals you should set daily, right? So setting goals is a big thing. Here's the thing, is when your goals should be achievable, right? So when you set achievable and detailed goals, and what I mean by that is a goal can be like, I'm going to clean the house, right? But what if you can say, I'm going to clean particular things in the house, right? And those become your goals. And when you knock those out, you have success. So setting goals every day that you can achieve, and then you go ahead and knock those out, that will lead to a lot of positive energy and optimism, right? So setting goals is number 2. Number 3 is practicing gratitude, right? So giving thanks, giving positive feedback, and reflection on the positive things in your life. But just this can include things like positive aspects of your family members, or things that you are blessed with. Right, so just making sure that you take some time out to reflect on these things will create more optimism in your mind, and you'll see that positive energy will actually spread to other areas of your life, and you become a little more optimistic. Okay, so my next one, so that's goal number 3. My next one, goal number 4, is strengthening your relationships, your physical, your social relationships. I'm not talking about social media here. What I mean is actually physically spending time with people. And you want to make sure you spend a lot of time with more positive, more optimistic people. Now, the reason I say it that way is in order for you to be a little more positive, a little more optimistic, and because you're the one that we want to get to here to make you a little more optimistic. In order to do that, then you need to be around, spend a lot of time around positive people, optimistic people. But I do want you to, because I'm a full cup, fill your cup type of guy. So you also want to go ahead around people who aren't optimistic and give them some positivity also. But since you're the focus, this goal here is those relationships that will fill your cup, your positive cup. All right. So some of these include like social groups, like some close friends or close family, maybe getting together with a church group, or getting together with a group that's doing a project in your neighborhood or in your community. And this breeds a lot of positivity because you're doing something good and you're around people that are happy to be there for the most part. All right, so that's very important that you do that. So that's goal number 4. Goal number 5 is set aside some time to focus on just positivity, right? And this time, there's 2 good times in my personal life that this happens. One is first thing in the morning, as I like to wake up and have some time, some quiet time, so to speak, where I can just reflect on all the good things. And I really love when I bought this house with a porch on it. I love sitting outside on the porch, and what I do out there is just look around at the nice, pretty neighborhood with the nice, pretty trees and my neighbors' yards that are really nice and manicured, things like that. So it's like, and especially when it's a nice day or the sun's just coming up, and it's all positive. So it starts my day off with something positive, and that bleeds over into the next activities. Now, I'm not perfect, so a lot of times that does bleed over into. There are some difficult situations, and I got to go back to goal number 1, which is looking at those situations differently, which takes some work sometimes and some accountability. But first thing in the morning and then at night is reflecting back on all the things positive that happened that day, right? So you want to reflect and try to pull out the good stuff there, right? And the last goal here, goal number 6, or tip number 6, is practicing your smile, or even a half smile. So, and that could be a half smile, something like this. And a whole smile is like this. Show some teeth, right? All right. So practice your smile, because smile is pretty contagious. But as you're doing it, then your feedback that you're getting from people is positive. People will speak to you a little bit more, and it makes you feel good, right? So, and you're approachable. So, and that can lead into those strong social, physical relationships, right? And what I mean by that is having good conversation with people to where you are, and it's positive, and you learn something new about somebody, and it's pretty positive. And so, anyways, and smiling also helps cope with sad feelings. And I'm not talking about like necessarily putting on a mask to hide what's going on inside, but for some of us, especially in America, for some of us, we have what's called first world problems, right? Which means our problems aren't really that bad. Now, don't get me wrong. I do not mean to undersell or shortchange someone who has some real problems. I know that does exist in America, of course. But what I mean is, for the most part, we don't have a lot of problems like some other people have in some other countries. So put on a smile and watch how the reaction around you and the energy around you, how it becomes more optimistic. And it will increase your time, your day, makes everything a little bit better, if not a whole lot better, and increases your life. And even if it doesn't increase your life, if all these studies are wrong, then the short time that you do have would be very positive, right? And optimistic. Because the time's going to go no matter what, whether you're sad or you're happy. So why not try to be happy, right? So I hope these 6 tips for being more optimistic and helps you. And please like, share, subscribe, comment. And this is a time that I really want to welcome the healthy, optimistic comments here. But you guys have been great. I love all the comments that you leave me, and I love the community that we have here. And you guys actually are part of my optimist, optimistic attitude, right? So this is B-Rob. Thank you for everything, tuning in. Thank you for subscribing, liking, commenting, sharing, all that good stuff. I will see you guys.